Alright, I don't know if this is going to be a video or a voice recording, probably a voice recording, but this whole, I guess you could say month or couple of weeks, I've been feeling like shit, and I'm going to explain why. So, it's not really depression, per se. It might have a depressive feel to it, but it's not exactly what this feeling is, right? And I know exactly what it is. So, surprisingly, I haven't done a discussion on my phone about the schizoid dilemma, which is kind of odd because I have, like, journal recordings about the split, fantasies, all that sorts of stuff, but I don't have one about the dilemma, which honestly, I think it's probably the worst thing out of everything when it comes to this disorder. And I think that's what really makes this a personality disorder, like, primarily is due to the dilemma. Also, I think the dilemma is the most direct manifestation of what the schizoid wound can create. You know, that schizoid wound of trust, mistrust, not really understanding people, and not really being able to be in the mind frame to say, okay, I want people in my close spaces. I want people in my intimate spaces. So, of course, the dilemma is that you say all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you're still a human being. You still want relationships. You still want to be understood. You still want to be related to. You still want to be loved, to love. You still want all this stuff. But, of course, the first step to getting this stuff is being vulnerable. And whenever you are vulnerable, your vulnerability is always either taken for weakness or it's discarded. So you can never get into the, like I said, just the frame for those first steps that can lead to a relationship, that can lead to the formation of a connection in any sense. And for me, you know, I can't really do it. And like I said, it's a lot harder for me because of the fact that there's just a lot about me that can't really synergize with other people. Really, and it's like that in any group that I'm in. You know, I have just completely, I guess you could say, what's the word for it? I just have interests that are not normal. I'm not saying that they're bad, but they're just not normal. You know, like I read philosophy, which, of course, you know, people read philosophy. We see philosophy videos on YouTube. But people don't just go out in public and talk about philosophy with other people. You know, occultism, all that sorts of stuff. And, of course, being a black man, you know, there's really two parts of that can further exacerbate the loneliness. I think I said that word wrong, but whatever. Is, you know, being a man that, you know, when you're a man, you can't share your emotions with anybody. And when you're black, you know, I think I said this in a previous recording, like, if you're not, I really need to upload these black recordings. If you're not, like, into the entertainment type of shit, you're not going to be able to conversate within the black community. Like, if you're not into sports or rap or any of that shit, you're not having no discussions, like, at all. So, you know, I just can't really talk to people. Because I know as soon as I talk to people, they're going to be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Or, you know, that's with interest. But if I, like, do emotions, they're not going to really know what I'm saying. Like, if I come up to a person and I say, yeah, you know, I'm lonely and I'm depressed all the fucking time. You know, they might counter and be like, why are you lonely and depressed all the fucking time? you have family, you have, you're in college, you're this, you're that. And they don't really get it. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I don't know, bro. For me, like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. It's from a J drama that y'all probably have never watched before. It's like called Destiny Like Love, and like the one of the female characters that was against like the female male lead had told the woman that there's many types of hells. So a lot of people, when they think of hell, they only think about like poverty and that sorts of shit. But the thing about being poor is you probably still have people that you can kick it with, people that you can talk to. You got family, you got this, you got that. Like with my coworkers, a majority of them are at a lower socioeconomic status than me. However, they all got people that they can talk to. They all got people that they can say that they love, that they can trust. This, that, and the third. Their sisters, their grandmas. They are. They have very close relationships with their mother. This, that, and the third. They got homeboys. Me, I don't got really nobody. So even though I might have like people that can take care of me, quote unquote, and I'm in college and I'm doing great, it's still all by myself. Like I'm still not able to reach out and really form a connection with anybody. Like I'm just by myself in whatever I do, whether I'm the poor guy, or whether I'm the guy that I am now, or whether I'm the guy that becomes super rich one day, I'm still going to be extremely lonely. It's like Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk, when we think of billionaires, he's like the first guy that we think of in our head. But if we think of the sad and just emotionally broken guy, he's the first person we think of in our head as well. Honestly, I think he definitely has schizoid traits, dealing with his father and everything of that nature. Like after seeing your father do what he did with his stepdaughter, you're not going to be able to trust nobody. You're going to be the guy that has multiple wives and many different kids, and you're trying to form circles with other people that are, you're trying to form circles in all of these different spots, but you're still lonely. You're still cut off. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is sad. The shit is depressing. And, it's a feeling that you can't communicate to nobody. Because people just think that, a lot of people say, well, like, people say the cliche, I got people around me, but I'm still lonely. But they don't really understand what that feeling, they don't know what the extremes of that feeling can do. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know, like, what that feeling can manifest as. Like, the worst that they can think of is depression, where you're around people that just make you, like, feel lonely and feel angry and feel sad all the time. But, that's different from the schizoid feeling, where you're around people and you just don't feel nothing, period. Like I said, like with the freaking, the video where I was talking about how narcissists and schizoids are similar. It's just, it feels like you're playing the game of life by yourself. Like I said, it's like solipsism. It's like single player with the schizoid. It's just, I don't feel like there's anybody else there. And I can't make it to where anybody else is there, because I'm scared if somebody else is there, because they might do something to harm me. You feel me? Like, real life is not no normal single player. Real life is not normal multiplayer. Real life is hardcore. So if I invite somebody to my party or whatever, and we're in the game, sure, we might pop off on the enemy team. in like a hardcore search and destroy, win all the rounds. But the person I invite to my team also might be a troll, and it might just be me, like him killing me over and over again, and then I go to sleep angry because I just had a horrible set of search and destroy games, and I gotta go to work tomorrow, and this, that, and the third. So, you know, like all of those things can happen. And of course, like with a personality disorder, you have it because the latter has happened the majority of the time, not the former. So it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? You know, like I do want to stop playing life on single player, but I don't know how to. Like I really don't know how to. Like and the thing that's frustrating is that this would be a lot more. Really, there would be a lot more less frustration to this if I didn't feel like I was improving myself. Like I said in my last video, this is probably gonna be a video. I've improved on everything in my life when it comes to being a schizoid. You know, I'm such a better person from like the guy that I was when I still have my other videos up. Like the guy that I was where a majority of the videos were just, you know, they were depressing videos, right? And then you had some informative ones that some of you guys liked, but a lot of those informative ones other people already covered. So it was like, what am I really giving to you guys, you know? And also, what am I really giving to you guys that reciprocates back onto me and, you know, makes my life better? Really nothing. So I've improved on everything. You feel me? The anhedonia, the avolition, the willlessness, the existential despair, the relationship to the body with disassociation and all that sorts of stuff. Everything has gotten better except for this loneliness, you know. And like I said, like if everything was bad, this would be a lot less. This would be a lot less of an irritation, you know. Like being stung by 100 bees is very painful, but when you're stung by 100 bees, you're lost in the ecstasy of being stung by like 100 different bees. So there's not really an irritation to being stung by 100 different bees. It's just pain. But like if you're stung by a mosquito over and over again in the same spot, not only is there pain there, but there's irritation and frustration because all of your attention and all the sources of your emotions are put into that one single point. Everything, all of my pain is being put into this one single area of the schizoid dilemma, and I don't know what to do. I don't have any solutions about how to change this shit because I can't. I don't have anybody in my life that I can say that I want to connect with, that I need to connect with, that can understand me, that can relate to me. But I want people in my life, you know. I don't want to be on single player all the time because, you know, it's just annoying. You feel me? But anyways, I'm about to clock in. I just wanted to make this quick recording. It's your boy Jalen signing out. Peace.